This is the program that gives your business a technological edge in the 21st century. It's The Edge of the Web with your host, Aaron Sparks.
You're listening to Edge of the Web, brought to you by Site Strategics. How are you guys doing? You're listening to Aaron Sparks, John Thompson, and Jen Lezek. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for tuning back in. If you haven't heard us before, this is Edge of the Web. We're actually talking about all things internet marketing. If you have a small business and you're looking for improvement of your web asset that's out there, you need our help. We provide a lot of education about inbound marketing, link development, social media, getting valuation out there so you actually rank organically. You don't have to pay for those rankings. We also our services from Site Strategics, we actually focus on search engine optimization, social media management, website development, e-commerce development, a plethora. There we go.
We do paid. I mean, that is still an important part. So we do SEM.
You said do.
Do. I do that a lot. I do that a lot.
So if we would like you to give us a call if you're hearing us, and I know it's early in the morning. We podcast these on a regular basis. We also put our videos on YouTube. If you want to reach us, you can also always reach us through the week at area code, toll free 877 SEO for web, or for those alphabetically challenged, that's 877-736-4932. You can find us at sitestrategics.com. You can also even track with us on our different Twitter handles. I'm ERIN Sparks, John, Jon Thompson, and JLISAK on Twitter. You can find us all there and ask us any questions. But give us a call, because we love to sit down, and we'll even give you a free hour consultation to sit down and understand what your needs are for your website.
That's right.
We are continuing our news here and talking about one thing that really came to our eye here recently, and it was a study from Search Engine Watch. And the headline of the study is Googling equals research for 94% of teen students. Basically, it says Google is the primary way teenagers conduct research in today's digital world, according to a new Pew research. Teachers say teens are most likely to turn first to Google or another search engine as their main research tool. 94% of the time. That's huge.
Duh.
Yeah.
It's so bloody easy, right?
Adults do it, right?
Yeah.
Or are they going somewhere else?
Well, it does get into the relevancy of a search organic layout, though. I mean,
right.
if you're actually using this as the main point of reference for all things real in research,
right.
Isn't it behoove Google to actually get as accurate as possible on their own searches?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, I was actually thinking about this is even in an education platform, you even want to have some sort of toggle to be able to turn off the paid ads or the paid injections into search results, because you better believe some kids are clicking on those things and costing somebody a pretty penny just by the research that they're doing. But that's a side note. Some of the neat things, research tools teachers say the students are most likely to use are Google or general online search engines. That's 94%. Wikipedia is 75%. Let's stop right there.
What do you have against Wikipedia?
Wikipedia, okay, it's good in small bits. It's kind of like drinking like soda, If you drink too much of it, it's
makes your
bad
teeth
for it.
yellow.
Do you realize that stuff will actually will corrode things, right? Well, so does Wikipedia.
Well, and the sources aren't. I actually had to do a search in Wikipedia not too long ago, and the sources aren't updated. Nope. It's like relevant data right now is within a year, and even that's pushing it.
Right.
And Wikipedia can go back to like 2001.
And YouTube and other social media sites, 52% are very likely to actually use YouTube. Okay. Well, and the same thing. Where's the governor?
Right.
On these assets that's out there. I mean, even YouTube is even more loosely educationally based. I mean, you can put anything out there.
Gangnam
right?
style.
Huh?
Gangnam style.
I'm not going to go there, John. There's a number of there's a tapering off of what they would also use, but they use Cliff Notes, Spark Notes, and other study guides. But I mean, the elephant in the room is Google by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers actually have less faith in the accuracy of the information that they find in using search engines. In fact, what they say here, in general, they were asked, how much of the information you're using on search engines do you think is accurate or trustworthy? 5% said all or almost, 55% said almost, or I should say most, and 40% of those asked actually said only some of the information is accurate, right?
That just made me think how that's going to change now that we're getting into Panda and everybody's required to be an expert in their field and they're pushing out content.
That's right. Spam's going away. Erroneous links are going away. So, I mean, maybe this is the separating of the wheat from the chaff, so speaking. You're going to have some good, more accurate content out there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's a neat article. You can also find those articles on edgeofthewebradio.com, and we're also posting them. We're also doing flashbacks on this is kind of cool. We're doing flashbacks on site strategics. We've brought all of our video playlists and all of our blogs regarding the shows in general, and we're actually starting to write some information because we've done our shows for almost close to a year now. And we're going back in time and going, all right, well, is this actually pertinent now as opposed to what we thought was pertinent back then? Mm-hmm. We were talking about certain issues, and I mean, especially going back through all of the different updates that have gone through. We need to pay attention to that, and you should really pay attention to that as well. Check out sitestrategics.com so you can have a look at what we're talking about, and it gives you ample information about understanding this entire mess of inbound marketing. Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, what lurks beneath the surface of Google Penguin? We've talked about that before. Now, Google Penguin, for those of you that don't know, Google updates its algorithm on a regular basis, and they've done it so many times we've lost count this year. Actually, we do have an accurate count, but I'm not going to break that out.
Like over 600 times a year, something crazy.
This year has been exorbitant, but the previous years you were getting around 200 and so, but this year has just been excruciating.
They call it the Google dance.
They really do, and there were some major updates this year. One was the Panda update, where we're dealing with content that wasn't truly good content and duplicate content. Then we got into the Penguin environment, where there was some nasty links and basically trying to penalize sites that weren't accurate in how they were getting referenced, or the value that they were benefiting from the links. And on top of that, if you had any type of spammy content or plagiarized content or anything like that, Google's finally pushing that out and pushing that away and lowering the value there. So we've got an article from Search Engine Watch by who do we have here? That's Christine Schosinger, I'm sorry, and talking about just some things inside of the Penguin update and what it really means. There's a deeper level of information that we need to kind of process. The fact of the matter is that it's one thing, I like this reference, one thing when the gun is pointed at the car or the manufacturer. Speaking of, okay, you got a gun pointing at that website and penalizing that website, right? But there's another thing if the gun is pointed at the car and the manufacturer and even the tools that they use. So we're talking about not just the website, but on top of that, who actually made the website or who optimized the website, the actual performers behind the scenes of optimization and the techniques that they actually use. So they're getting a wider spray than just the website. And as much as we try to express that, when it comes down to it, whoever you hire, you're solely responsible for your own efficacy, your own ranking. I mean, Google holds you accountable for that, but they are widening their lens and actually looking at who actually did this work for you.
Yeah, and don't point guns at them.
No, don't point guns at them.
America.
Whether you write spammy content or purchase the content or just a spammy author, well, all of that is whether or not you're providing bad links or what have you, that was all under Penguin.
Well, I think the thing that she's trying to get across here is it's changed the way SEOs have changed their game. It's changed their game. It's brought them up a little bit because
that's right.
It's changed not only the way they do SEO, it's changed the tools they do. and it's weeded out the bad SEO firms that are even doing SEO.
And that's really the point of where I was wanting to go to here is, and we've had several shows in the past of what to expect from your SEO, what type of reporting you should get from your SEO. But when it gets down to it, the SEO industry should really be policing itself, right? And all the black hat techniques came from gaming the system and being able to manipulate how a site could get to the top without really trying. Well, I mean, the days of that type of work are over. You have to do it, and I'll follow Doug's mantra here. He talks about the days of poor marketing gone. You have to do the work. You have to do it right, and you have to write good content. You have to get good earned links, not just trying to buy links from a link pool, right?
But there were white hat techniques that were hurt from Panda and Penguin.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could fill a page with content. Google didn't say it had to be, optimized, or you had to make it to where a kid can understand it. And,
there were no rules. They weren't giving you any rules. Except for the terms of.
And those could be up in a spammy way, and then Google slapped you and said, "Oh, that's using them too much."
The guidelines have been loose, to say that, for lack of a better expression,
right?
And they've also always been updated. So what was fine 5 years ago is not fine now, and you have to work with a company that, you're going to have scenarios where it was all acceptable to do something at one point in time because that's what the nature of the industry was. But there's also there's a whole veer out there of some black hat stuff that wasn't good at the time. Everybody knew it was gaming, and you got penalized for it, and I think rightfully so. SEO firms should get penalized for it as well, to a particular degree. If you're doing that for a number of different websites, right? Then, you should suffer a little bit of Google wrath.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about this?
There's so many.
Yeah, there are.
So many.
You can check out this article on edgeofthewebradio.com. We're going to be coming in next to talk about the marketing tech blog with Jen Lisek, and she's going to tell us a little bit about their latest news they've got out there.
Check us out at sitestrategics.com. This is Edge of the Web Radio. Talk to you real soon.